How's going on, everybody? It's me, the one that loves cartoons, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about cartoon. So in today's video, I'm gonna review Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu Season 10, titled March of the Oni. And March of the Oni is the last season of the Oni trilogy, so it's the conclusion to Season 8 and 9. Since like the Oni trilogy is Season 8, 9, and 10, like they are all a one big story. So yeah, because the Oni trilogy is Season 8, Season 9, and Season 10. And I reviewed Season 8, and Season 9, so feel free to check my reviews on them. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to review each episode briefly of March of the Oni, then talk about the stuff that I liked in the season, then the stuff that I didn't like, and then I'm going to give the season a score out of 10. So let's review. So the season starts with episode 95, titled The Darkness Comes, which is the season premiere. So we opened the season with Lloyd, and he was in Crypterian prison, and Lord Garmadon told him that if he remembers the last time where they saw each other, and he was telling him that the Bringers of Doom are coming, and if he wants to survive and defeat them, he must let Lord Garmadon out, and Lloyd refuses. And the citizens of Ninjago made a new destiny bounty that somehow resembled the previous one. So Jay was proposing to Kai, Kai was helping Jay to propose to Nia to marry him, or be his yang, something like that. It's complicated. So Faith showed up with Firstborn, and she told Wu that something dark is coming. So Dark Shadows showed up, and the ninjas saved some citizens, but most of them became frozen statue. So Lloyd went to Garmadon, and Lord Garmadon was freed. So yeah, it's an okay premiere. It was a little bit rushed, in my opinion, because we didn't have time to breathe in this episode. Everything was happening so fast. So we go to episode 96, titled Into the Breach. So Garmadon was on the bounty, and he told the ninjas that the only way to stop the Onis is to destroy the realm crystal. So Lloyd wanted to go with him because he is part Oni too, so he could survive too. So Garmadon started fighting the ninjas, and he got his powers back, because we learned that fighting is what powers Garmadon. So Lloyd went into the darkness with Garmadon, and he was gonna die, but not die, he was gonna turn into a statue, but he didn't. He actually survived because of his Oni half, or his Oni part. And an Oni named Omega showed up, and the episode ended, and I have to say, that was a good cliffhanger. I liked this episode. So we go to episode 97, titled The Fall. So Lloyd and Garmadon start fighting the Omega, and Lloyd destroyed the realm crystal, but nothing happened. So Lloyd and Garmadon start running, and they found the armor of the Golden Master, which are the golden weapons, but they were fused to become an armor, because that happened way back in Season 3, rebooted. And the Oni couldn't resist the power of the armor and all that, because like it has the power of creation, and yeah, the Oni were kind of weak. So the ninjas saved some citizens like Gail Gossam from the NGTV news, and Cole fell off the bounty, and it's because of Nia, so Cole fell into the darkness, and the ninjas were sad. So Pixel saved Lloyd and Lord Garmadon, and Lloyd was very sad that Cole died, that Cole fell off the bounty and fell into the darkness. And Garmadon didn't care about Cole, and Lloyd and Garmadon had a huge argument. And Nia was very sad, and Kai started talking to her. He was talking to her, and he was telling her to not blame herself. So yeah, and Nia had an idea, and it's for Kai to melt the golden armor, so he could reforge the golden weapons. And the episode ended with Cole presumably not dead. So the episode is good. I liked the episode. It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. So we go to episode 98, which is the season finale. Oh my god, what a short season. So the ninjas made it back to the monastery. By the way, the monastery was rebuilt. So yeah, so Master Wu was sad because he thinks that Cole died. So Kai was wearing his blacksmith outfit, the one from the original Ninjago TV movie, known as the pilot movie. But yeah, so Kai was melting the golden armor. So Jay got his nunchucks back, and Zane got his shurikens back, and Kai got his sword back, and he gave the the scythe of quakes to Nia, because Cole is not here. So we go to Cole, and he survived the fall without any explanation, and he didn't turn into a statue. Somehow he didn't turn into a statue. So Cole could have went with Lloyd and Garmadon to destroy the realm crystal. I mean, nothing happened to Cole when he fell off the bounty. So yeah, cartoon logic, I guess. So Cole found his earth driller, or you can say his earth driller found him. So he escaped and he joined the fight, and he got his scythe, and Garmadon transformed into an Oni. Then he lost that form, thank God. And Omega told him that he's an Oni from the outside and not from the inside. So the ninjas were inside the monastery, and Jay proposes to Nia to marry him or be his yang. It's very confusing. So Nia said yes, and now they are engaged, I guess. So Lloyd had an idea, and it's to do the tornado of creation, because the opposite of destruction is creation. So the ninja starts spinning, and the tornado of creation happened, and Garmadon also spinned with them. So it's good to see Garmadon doing spinjitzu after a very long time. So the Oni were destroyed or gone, or they retrieved. They don't show to us what happened to the Oni. I guess they just died. So Ninjago was saved again, but Lloyd went to the departed realm. Not sure if it's the departed realm, but yeah. And he met the first spinjitzu master, and the first spinjitzu master thanked Lloyd for protecting Ninjago, and he asked him if he wanted to join him. But Lloyd wanted to go back and be with his friends, and he did. And he did forget about what happened. And Garmadon left the monastery, and his arc was not concluded. It was actually open-ended. So yeah, guys, episode 98 is not just the final episode of season 10, March of the Oni, but it's also the final episode of the Masters of Spinjitzu series. Because after March of the Oni, it's a new Ninjago series. Like after March of the Oni, we got a new Ninjago series with a new tone and a new format and a new animation style. So yeah, the episode 98 endings felt like a series finale. Really. But I have to say, episode 98 was also rushed, just like the first one. So yeah, so guys, let's talk about the stuff that I liked. The stuff that I liked about March of the Oni. So, I liked the relation between Lloyd and Lord Garmadon. It was done very well in this season. It reminded me of Lloyd and Garmadon's relation in the Lego Ninjago movie. And also, I liked the opening of this season with Lloyd in Crypterium prison, and he was talking to Garmadon. I really liked that. And Lord Garmadon was amazing in this season. He was really good. He was my favorite thing out of this season, and I liked the ninja's reaction when Cole fell off the bounty. It was done very well, and I liked how Lloyd reacted to Cole's death, or I should say Cole's fake death. And Garmadon was like, "I don't care, we need to survive." And Lloyd starts yelling at him, and he said to him that there is more to life than surviving. And man, I loved the tension between Lloyd and Garmadon in that scene. I loved that moment. Lloyd was angry and Garmadon didn't care. It was done very well, and I liked the moment between Garmadon and Timmy or Jimmy. I forgot about his name, but it was the guy from the NGTV news, the one who works with Gail Gossip. So yeah, I liked that moment between Garmadon and the NGTV news guy, because Garmadon was like, he asked him what is more important than surviving, and the NGTV news guy was like, there is love, friendship, etc. And Garmadon starts looking at the pictures, and he starts smiling, and I liked that. I liked when he smiled. You see, Garmadon's arc in this season is trying to find his identity. He had a self-identity arc in this season, and I just liked that moment. Because really, I thought that they're going to wrap up Garmadon's arc in the season, but they didn't, which is really not a bad thing. And I liked the moment between Garmadon and the Omega, because the Omega told him that he's not a true Oni, and he's on the wrong side, and that kept Garmadon thinking, because when when March of the Oni ended, Garmadon's arc was not concluded. He just left the monastery. And it's not like he starts conquering Ninjago after he left the monastery. Because remember, he got his powers back. So he could have easily created another Oni Titan, but he didn't. He just left the monastery. I guess he's now thinking about what the Omega said to him, and I'm happy that his arc was not concluded in season 10, because first, I love Lord Garmadon in his evil form. So I love Lord Garmadon in his evil form a lot. So I'm not ready for his arc to conclude yet. And also, because if his arc was concluded in the season, it would have been rushed, because the season only had 4 episodes. So just tell me where they're going to put Garmadon's redemption. There's no time, because the season is way too short for that. The season is way too short for that. So I'm happy that he was not redeemed or killed, because it would have been rushed. And also, I liked the Oni's design. They look very good. Like, they look really good. And Lloyd and Garmadon fighting the Omega was also good. And I liked Garmadon versus the Onis in the final fight at the monastery. And man, we need to talk about the jokes in this season, because the jokes were very funny. Really, they were very funny. I really liked that joke when Garmadon asked for a sword, and Lloyd was like, "I'm not gonna trust you with the sword. I can't even trust you with the..." And Kai said, "A pillow," and I laughed so hard. It was very funny. And also another funny scene, which is where Garmadon starts smiling, and Lloyd was like, "Why are you smiling?" And Garmadon was like, "Maybe I'm happy." Lloyd was like, "That's an evil smile." And Garmadon was like, "What about this?" And he smiled again, and I laughed so hard. Guys, that joke was not expected, especially from Garmadon, from Lord Garmadon, the evil Garmadon. So yeah, because in season 8 in Hunted, he was just evil, and so I didn't expect Garmadon to make me laugh. So yeah, he really reminded me of Garmadon from the Lego Ninjago movie. Like, yeah, they have the same design, but like, I'm talking about the jokes and all that. So yeah, he really reminded me of Garmadon from the Lego Ninjago movie, and that was very funny. And I also liked that moment where Lloyd did a backflip, and then he destroyed the Realm Crystal, and Garmadon was like, "It took you so long," and Lloyd was like, "Come on, that was awesome." I really found myself laughing at that scene. It was really funny. It was very funny, guys. So yeah, finally some good jokes, and they were not even forced. They were not forced. So yeah, and also I liked seeing the golden weapons again, because guys, March of the Oni focused a lot on nostalgia and throwbacks to previous Ninjago seasons, because as a legacy season, and as the final season of the Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu series, it really did a great job with nostalgia and throwbacks. It really did a great job with nostalgia and throwbacks. I mean, we get to see the golden weapons again, the Sword of Sanctuary from season 5, the Realm Crystal, also from season 5, and it appeared in season 6. So it's good to see the Realm Crystal again. Garmadon joining the ninjas, which is a callback from season 1, episode 10. The Green Ninja, and the Armor of the Golden Master, which is a callback to Rebooted, season 3. And also, Lloyd was wondering about the armor in the season 4 premiere, so it's good that Lloyd got his answer, I guess. And I liked the soundtrack when Cole falls from the bounty. Really, the soundtrack was really good. It was good, and I liked, like I said, I liked the soundtrack when Cole fell off the bounty. I liked the soundtrack when Cole fell off the bounty. It was good, and I like that we get to see the first spinjitzu master, because really, it really did surprise me. Man, I liked the line from the first spinjitzu master. He said that endings are not endings, but only new beginnings. So that was good. So let's talk about the ninjas. So we have Lloyd, and he's the main focus again. He's the main focus of this season, and Lloyd was good, and I really liked his relation with his father, Lord Garmadon. And I liked how he was sad when Cole died. That was a good moment for Lloyd, and he met the first spinjitzu master and the departed realm. I guess I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the departed realm. And I like that moment, but to me it was too much for Lloyd. I mean, he met the first spinjitzu master and all that. To me it was too much for Lloyd, but yeah, Lloyd was great in this season. So we go to Kai, and Kai was great. I liked how he wanted to turn the bounty to save Cole, because he was very sad, and I liked how he was telling Nia to not blame herself, and that it's not her fault. So it's good to see Kai. It's good to see Kai gives those speeches again, and it's good to see Kai gives those speeches again. And I liked the moment between Kai and Nia, yeah, because we didn't have a moment between Kai and Nia since season 7, Hands of Time. So it's good to see the brother and sister relation between Kai and Nia, between the two. So yeah, he was a good brother to Nia, and like in this season. And I liked the scene where Kai was reforging the golden weapons, and I will talk about it later. But like, yeah, it was we got some good developments for Kai, and I liked seeing his blacksmith outfit from the original TV movie. So yeah, so Kai was great in this season. We go to Cole, and Cole was good. He did the previously on Ninjago, but I will talk about it later. But Cole was good in March of the Oni, and I will also talk about his fall later in this video. So we go to Jay, and Jay he was also good, and he had an arc, which is basically a subplot, and he was trying to propose to Nia, and I will also talk about Jay's arc later in this video. But Jay was fine. He was good, actually. He was good. And we go to Zane, and Zane, he was okay. He really didn't have much. He wasn't that interesting. Like, he wasn't terrible, but he really wasn't that good. Like, he wasn't that good like how he was in Sons of Garmadon or in previous Ninjago seasons. And we have Nia, and Nia was actually good. Because, guys, Nia in Sons of Garmadon wasn't that good. Even in Hunted. She really wasn't that good. She was okay, but yeah. So she was really good in this season in March of the Oni. I liked how she blamed herself for Cole's fake death. Yeah, she was like, this is all my fault. And she had the idea of melting the golden armor. So Nia was good in this. She was good in this season. So let's go now to the bad stuff, the stuff that I disliked, and the stuff that I disliked in this season. So my problem with this season, which is kind of a common problem. So yeah, my problem with this season is that there is too much Lloyd. Really, listen, I don't hate Lloyd. He's a good character. I don't hate any of the ninjas. Okay, they're all good. Like, when I found that Sons of Garmadon was gonna be a Lloyd season, I was fine with that. In fact, I was looking forward. For another Lloyd season. Because Sons of Garmadon was like Lloyd's second season, really. Because it's been a long time since we had the Lloyd season. Because season 2 was his first season, and we didn't have a Lloyd season until season 8. Well, you can argue about season 5 being a Lloyd season or not being a Lloyd season. So, like I said, I was fine with SOG being a Lloyd season. I had no problem. Lloyd was great in Sons of Garmadon. But then we had season 9, and I thought it was going to be a Wu season. He was even in the box. He was even on the box, like, of the Hunted sets. And, yeah, it was a Wu season, but Wu was a second main character. Like, it wasn't his full season. Like, it was Lloyd and the Wu season. So, yeah, Wu was more of a second main character in Hunted, because Lloyd was the main focus of Hunted. And I had a little bit of a problem with that. Because I wish Hunted was just a Wu season. I was hoping for a Wu season, because Lloyd already got his in the previous one, which is Sons of Garmadon. But nope, Hunted is another Lloyd season, and season 10 turned out to be another Lloyd season, and I really had a problem with that. Really, I get it. The Oni trilogy is a Lloyd story, but he was definitely overused. He was really overused as a character. I mean, he even met the first spinjitzu master in the Departed Realm, or wherever that place was, and I felt bad for the other ninjas, because Lloyd got a lot of the good stuff. So yeah, 2018 and 2019 were very big for Lloyd. Even like in the Lego Ninjago movie, Lloyd was the main character. Yeah, it's not canon, but yeah, you get it. Like the Lego Ninjago movie, season 8, season 9, season 10, were all Lloyd. he got a lot of good stuff, and he was definitely overused in my opinion. Like, the Oni trilogy was all Lloyd's story, I get it, but he was overused. He was overused in my opinion. And also, another bad thing in this season is another problem in the season, to me, is the yin and yang proposal thing that Jay was planning to do. Man, it was rushed. I mean, I liked the idea of Jay proposing to Nia, but the weird thing here is that it's not a real proposal. I mean, he didn't propose to Nia to marry him. So I'm really confused. I guess it's a Ninjago tradition. But yeah, I really don't know if they just got married or not. Like, did Jay propose to Nia to marry him? Or is it something else? Because to me, I feel like it's a marriage proposal. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird that it wasn't really explained. It wasn't really explained in the show. Also, it's just a subplot. Because if you skip the Jay subplot in March of the Oni, nothing would have changed. Really, it's just pointless. And back in summer of 2018, they released an unfinished Ninjago clip, which is the one where Kai was helping Jay to propose to Nia. And a lot of people start theorizing. Some people thought it's gonna be a Jay season, and that the yin and yang thing is gonna be the focus. And some were saying that Jay could be evil because his Lego Ninjago movie symbol was on the yin side of that ring that Jay had. So yeah, a lot of people thought that Jay is gonna be evil or maybe an Oni. And they even ended that clip with a title card with the yin and yang thing. And I thought that it's gonna be the focus story of season 10. But it wasn't. And Jay's proposal was rushed. It happened when the ninjas retrieved to the monastery, and it was rushed. Because as soon as Nia accepted Jay's proposal, they forgot about it. Not just in this season, but also in seasons that came after March of the Oni. Jay's proposal didn't affect the series. It didn't even affect Jay and Nia's relationship. I feel like they done the Jay proposal thing just to conclude his love arc, his love story with Nia. Because March of the Oni is the final season of the OG Ninjago series, known as the Masters of Spinjitzu series. So I feel like they wanted to give Jay and Nia's relation a payoff. Because Jay and Nia's relation, like especially like in the Masters of Spinjitzu series, Jay and Nia's relation is pretty messed up in Ninjago. Because Jay had a crush on her in the pilot movie, and the Jay and Nia were dating in season 1 and 2. And then season 3, Cole came along and was part of that love story between Jay and Nia. And then we had that love triangle, and then Nia started liking Cole more than Jay, and Jay and Cole start fighting over her. Then they became friends, and they moved on from Nia in season 4 and 5. And in season 6, Jay got Nia, and Jay and Nia became a thing again. So yeah, I guess the writers wanted to wrap up Jay and Nia's love story. Because like I said, March of the Oni is the final season of the Masters of Spinjitzu series, or saga, the final season of the Masters of Spinjitzu saga. So they give the Jay and Nia relation a payoff, with Jay and Nia getting married or being yin and yang. It's very confusing. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of this yin and yang thing, because first it was rushed. Like, it happened when the ninjas retrieved to the monastery and all that. It didn't have time. Like, they didn't focus on it very well. And second, we don't know if it was a marriage proposal or something else, because it's weird. Like, are Jay and Nia engaged? I don't know. I really don't like it. I mean, if it's not a marriage proposal, then what could it be? And also, even if it's not a marriage proposal, they never addressed that yin and yang thing in post season 10. Yeah, you can say it's not a season 10's fault, but like the seasons that came after season 10. But yeah, the yin and yang thing, it's like it never happened. It didn't affect Jay and Nia's love story at all. Like, really, you could skip it and nothing would have changed. And I'm pretty sure it's not a marriage proposal, it's just a Ninjago tradition. So I'm done talking about the yin and yang thing. So let's go to my other problem, and it's the Omega. Just tell me who's the Omega. He's a bad villain. He's a terrible villain. And he's so forgettable. We know nothing about him. Is he the first Spinjitzu Master's father? We don't know. We don't know. We know nothing about the Omega. And that annoyed me. It's like he only exists so Lego could sell toys of him. And also, why the Oni came out of the realm crystal? Like, I didn't get it. And also, why the Oni were in the departed realm? Why the Oni were in the departed realm? Because in Hunted, Lord Garmadon said to Harumi that he saw darkness in the departed realm. So they could have dived deep into they could have dived deep into that in season 10, but they didn't. So really, why the Oni were in the departed realm? We don't know. And also, why Garmadon's powers were holding the Onis? Why Garmadon's powers were holding the Onis? I mean, they didn't explain that. They didn't. And also, how Garmadon knew that the Oni were coming? Maybe the Oni told him that they are coming. Maybe the Oni told him that they are coming because Garmadon saw the Oni in the departed realm. But yeah, it was really not fleshed out. And also, what is the relation between Garmadon and the Onis? And like, how did he know that his powers were holding them back? And how did he know that they were coming? Like, the Oni could have told Like, how did he know that the Oni were coming, really? Like, the Oni could have told Garmadon that they were coming when Garmadon was in the departed realm. But it was off screen, and it was not fleshed out. So yeah, I mean, you can blame Hunted for not explaining that much about the Onis, but March of the Oni also did nothing. We knew nothing about the Omega, and nothing about the relation between Garmadon and the Onis. And also, why the Oni waited so long to conquer Ninjago? I mean, they could have came way back in the pilot movie. I'm just very confused. They could have came after season 2. I mean, Garmadon was good again. He didn't have his powers. He didn't have his powers back then. So there was nothing holding the Oni back. Like, really, the Oni could have showed up after season 2, or maybe even in the pilot movie, or even in the pilot. So yeah, guys, March of the Oni focused a lot on nostalgia and throwbacks of previous Ninjago seasons, but it didn't focus very well on the plot. Don't get me wrong, I really like those callbacks. They really bring a lot of memories, because I grew up with Ninjago. I saw every Ninjago season where it came out. Well, except for the pilots in season 1 and 2, because I started watching Ninjago in December of 2013. Like, they aired season 1 on my country in December of 2013. So yeah, but I watched season 1, the pilot, and season 2 before season 3 was out, and I watched season 3 when it came out, and kept watching Ninjago ever since then. So yeah, guys, I do have nostalgia for the old Ninjago seasons. But like I said, March of the Oni totally forgot about its plot. We learned nothing about the Onis. I mean, 2 seasons of build-up, and we got nothing from the Onis. I mean, other than that they want to rule Ninjago. So yeah, we only know that the Onis want to rule Ninjago. So yeah, they were poorly written. And also, how did Garmadon knew that they must destroy the realm crystal? Like, really? Well, yeah, I know that he was actually wrong, because Lloyd destroyed it and nothing happened. But still, how Garmadon had that idea? Like, really? And also, I liked seeing the golden weapons again, but they added nothing to the story. Well, the golden weapons were there because season 10 is a legacy season, and March of the Oni has a lot of throwbacks, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but the golden weapons didn't affect the story at all. I mean, the ninjas fought the Onis with the golden weapons, and nothing happened. I mean, the Onis almost won that fight. So yeah, the golden weapons were definitely useless, and I'm sad that they are not gonna be used in next Ninjago seasons. And also, why Nia couldn't use Cole's golden weapon? I mean, Nia said that it's not responding because she's not the master of Earth. But whoops, Kai had no problem using it in the pilot. For a season that has a lot of throwbacks, they forget that Kai used the Scythe of Quakes in the first TV movie. And Cole's fall was pointless. I liked the scene when Cole fell off the bounty. I liked the soundtrack, and I liked the ninja's reaction, especially Kai's reaction, and Lloyd too, when he learned that Cole died. But the fall is pointless, because Cole survived and he came back. So yeah, it was unnecessary. I mean, I wished that Cole never fell off the bounty, because the fall was not good. Because really, 1 episode later, he's totally fine, and back with the others. Because Cole's fall is really bad. It should have never happened. And how the heck did Cole survive? Because first, Cole didn't die when he fell off the bounty, or the ladder of the bounty. But yeah, he didn't die when he fell off the bounty. And second, he didn't turn into a statue. Like really, nothing happened to him. So yeah, the dark cloud somehow didn't affect Cole. Nothing happened to him. And he didn't die when he fell off the bounty. They never explained how Cole survived from... Yeah, they never explained how Cole survived from those dark clouds. I don't like Cole's fall. It's really bad. It's just a plot device. Because Garmadon learned what is more important than surviving. So yeah, Cole's fall is just a lesson for Garmadon. And also, why Cole was on the previously on Ninjago? Because really, when I saw him on the previously on Ninjago, I was excited because Cole never had a season of his own until this year. But back in 2019, Cole still didn't have a season. And they put him on the previously on Ninjago, and he even read the episode's titles. But Cole was never the main focus of March of the Oni. I feel like they only put him there to please fans, and also because March of the Oni is the final Masters of Spinjitzu season, so it's the final season to use the old format with 22-minute episodes and with the previously on Ninjago. So I feel like they put Cole in the previously on Ninjago just because he never had one. Because after March of the Oni, there will be no previously on Ninjago. So that's why Cole was on the previously on Ninjago. Man, I said a lot of previously on Ninjago. So yeah, not because he's the focus. Because he's not. And also, I didn't like the ninjas using the Tornado of Creation to defeat the Onis. Like really, after every battle they've been through, they defeated the Onis with the Tornado of Creation. That is really bad. It's really stupid in my opinion. I mean, it's good to see the tornado again, but not in this way. It's like the ninjas didn't develop, because they stopped the Onis with the tornado, something that they learned way back in the original TV movie. So, the ninja could have defeated the Onis in the original TV movie. And I also didn't like that Lloyd and Garmadon, Nia, and the Wu were included, because I thought that the Tornado of Creation works with the four elemental powers, the OG powers of creation, fire, lightning, earth, and ice. So I didn't like that Nia and the Lloyd also did it with the others, because yeah, I thought it only works with the four OG ninjas, like it works when the four OG powers were combined. And also, the scene where Kai was reforging the golden weapons was rushed. Really, we could have seen Kai struggle or something, but no. Him reforging the weapons happened in a montage sequence, so it was very rushed. And the season was way too short. Listen, I get it. They did it so they could reach the 100th episode. But I also don't get it. Guys, the season ended with episode 98, not with episode 100. It ended with episode 98. Okay, it didn't end with episode 100. I don't know why they counted the pilot movie as 2 episodes. Well, yeah, the pilot was 2 episodes, although I watched it as a 44-minute special on YouTube, just like Day of the Departed. So yeah, guys, it's a pilot. I mean, if they counted the pilot as 2 episodes, then why the first episode of season 1 is called episode 1 and not episode 3? I feel like they could have added 2 more episodes and then reach the real 100th episode instead of 98. But they didn't. The season was way too short, shorter than rebooted. I just don't like the Omega. He's a really bad villain. Okay, he's a really bad villain because season 10 is a short season. So yeah, March of the Oni is very rushed. I mean, 2 seasons of build-up, which are SOG and Hunted. But yeah, 2 seasons of build-up, and then everything was rushed in my opinion. Everything was rushed. They ended the Masters of Spinjitzu saga with a mediocre season. They really hyped the Oni's invasion in the previous 2 seasons, especially at the end of Hunted. They really hyped the Onis. And we get nothing from the Onis. We know nothing about the Omega. And we didn't learn more about the Onis, really. So I guess this is all I have to say for this season. So I give March of the Oni a 5 out of 10. It's an okay season. If it wasn't for the Garmadon stuff and the throwbacks, then I don't know how March of the Oni would have been like. I'm very disappointed by March of the Oni. It's a meh season. Okay? I was very disappointed by how March of the Oni turned out to be. I remember when Hunted ended and I was super excited for season 10. and we had that sneak peek and all that, and when it was released in 2019, I was very disappointed. Yeah, I was very disappointed by March of the Oni. It's not a good season, especially when it came after season 8 and 9, which are great Ninjago seasons, especially Hunted. Hunted is a great Ninjago season. So yeah, it's not a good season at all. It has some good stuff, but the season also has a lot of bad stuff. It has a lot of problems. March of the Oni is not terrible. It's okay, but it's not that good either. It's really not that good. I'm just very disappointed by this season. It is the conclusion of the Oni trilogy and also the conclusion of the Masters of Spinjitzu saga, but it was very rushed. It was very, very rushed. I didn't mind Garmadon's open-ended story in this season, because he just left, and I'm fine with that, because I'm not done with Garmadon. I don't want his arc to wrap up pretty soon, because I'm down for another season. That involved Evil Lord Garmadon. But yeah, March of the Oni is really not good. It's a mediocre season, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm still, till this day, disappointed by March of the Oni, because the season left me unhappy. So March of the Oni is a disappointment. It's a letdown, in my opinion, especially since it came out after Hunted, season 8 and season 9. Yeah, so especially since it came after season 8, season 9. So I'm done. So tell me, what do you guys think of this season? Is it a good season? Is it a bad season? Is it an okay season? Just tell me your thoughts down in the comments, and I will definitely check them out. So if you guys like this video, please give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe. It means a lot to me, and turn on the notifications so you'll be the first one to know when I upload a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the one that loved this cartoon, and you're the one that love it too.